Ordinary Morning by Elizabeth Ebert. 'Twas just an ordinary morning, somewhere along in May, when my husband hollered from the yard, and then I heard him say, "I'm going to the pasture. It'll take an hour or two, but if you'd like to come along, we'll drive out in Old Blue." Now, I don't get to tag along much as a general rule, but I'd finished with the chorin', and the kids were all in school. 'Twould be just like we were courtin'. I was happy at the chance, for you take it where you find it when it comes to ranch romance. Now, Old Blue is kind of ancient, and he's got some scars and dents, 'cause we use him when we're feeding, checking cows, and fixing fence. But the engine runs like clockwork, and the tires are pretty fair, all except that right front white wall that sometimes loses air. And there's a chunk of baling wire to fasten down the hood, and a saddle blanket for the seat where the cushion's not so good. The cab is kind of cluttered up with stuff we need. That's true, there's vet supplies, and fencing tools, and ropes, and rifles too. Well, we headed for the pasture. Of course, I opened every gate. And we found that little heifer, the one that calved so late. Her bag was near to bustin'. Milk was dripping from each teat, for she'd kick that little feller every time he tried to eat. So my husband says, "I'll fix her, and I'll do it slick as soap, 'cause I've got you here to help me, and I brought along my rope. Now I'll ride Blue on the fender, and you steer him from the seat, and I'll rope that little mama, and we'll let her baby eat." Well, I lined up on that heifer, and he built himself a loop. Then she took off at a gallop, so I just poured on the soup. Old Blue was doing 30 when we topped that little knoll, but he had her caught for certain. Then I hit the badger hole. The cow kept right on going, but we made a sudden stop. My husband landed underneath, and Old Blue was there on top. But I saw that rope come trailing past, and it cheered me up a mite, so I jumped right out and grabbed it, and I snubbed that critter tight. Round the most convenient rock you should have heard her beller. Then I went looking for the calf, and I brought that little feller, and I held him to his mama, and it really pleased me some to see his little belly growing round, just like a drum. Made me think about my husband. So I went back to Old Blue to kind of take a look around, see what I had to do. Blue was standing kind of hip-slung, 'cause one wheel was up some higher, but 'twas nothing that I couldn't fix with just some baling wire. My husband lay there underneath, said he thought his leg was broke, but it made me pretty happy just to know he didn't croak. So I twisted stuff together, and I stuck Blue in reverse and backed out of that badger hole. Then I heard my husband curse. And when I stopped to think of it, he was right without a doubt. Instead of backing over him, I should have pulled him out. Well, I got him loaded in Old Blue, amongst all those other things, propped his leg up with that blanket, though it meant I rode the springs. And we finally limped on into town, not traveling very fast. Old Blue, he got new tie rods, and my husband got a cast. Just an ordinary morning, really nothing out of line. By the way, I checked that heifer, and the calf is doing fine.